I used this effect so I could show you it up close and personal. Boom! And I just realized that I used a squirrel voice, so when I said that I said that really high-pitched anyway, but when I just said it again, it was really high-pitched, so I'm engaged. Maybe that'll sound better, but I'm engaged!
Okay, so I have to talk really fast because it's only 30 seconds, so I guess I could do more than one video. Okay, so, he had been planning this date for a really long time and wouldn't tell me anything about it. And then as it got closer, he got really suspicious and wasn't telling me anything, it was just weird. And I was like, what are you doing? Why is this such a big deal? It's just a date. Not a big deal. Because we had been on one big date.
When he was being all weird, I was like, okay, I wonder if this could be it. But then he had told me that he hadn't talked to my dad yet. So I was like, no way. He wouldn't do that without talking to my dad first. So I was like, okay, I guess it must not be it. So then yesterday, I have been dog sitting all this week at the Barlow's house for Nick and Katie, because they're in Hawaii. And so yesterday, all of a sudden, the door knocked. There's a knock at the door, and Chace had told me not to leave their house because
someone was coming to visit me, and then I heard this knock at the door, and I was like, what is that? So I went, and I saw out the window that it looked like my dad's car, and I was like, Dad, what's my dad doing here? So I ran to the door, and it wasn't my dad. It was my sister. And I was like, Allie, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And she was like, oh, well, I was in Texas shadowing a doctor, and I just thought that since I was in the area, I could come visit you for the day. And I was like, we have a big date planned tonight. And she was like, yeah, I talked to Chace.
He said that I could just hang out with his family or follow you guys around while you're on your date. And I was like, that's so weird. So Chace told me, okay, I need you to be at your house at 3:30, not any later than that. And I said, okay. So I was a little bit later than that on accident. Don't tell. Well, it doesn't matter who you tell because he knew that I was late. Anyway, so I got to my house, and when I got to my house, there was a balloon tied to the door with a little heart and a little card attached to it.
So when I read the card, it was like, okay, it was a clue, and it told me to go to where he first asked for my number, which was at Buffalo Wild Wings. So I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and when I got there, the lady behind the counter had another balloon and card, and it told me to go to the place where I told him this really funny story that I didn't really think was that funny, but apparently he did, so he remembered it, and that was where we had our first date. And so I went there, and there
they had, at the table where we sat on our first date, they had another balloon and card and heart, and the heart said, will you marry me in order? And I was like, so I got that one, and it said to go to where we almost got killed by a cow. And we had gone to watch the meteor shower one night in the summertime. And this cow kept charging the fence, and we thought it was going to kill us, but it didn't.
Then, when I went to the pasture where the next clue was, where we almost got killed by a cow, there was another balloon and a card, and it told me to come see him, and he would have the grand prize and some food, which I think that's how he knew I would come, because he said he had food. So I got in the car, and my sister and I are freaking out this whole time. Of course, she knew the whole time what was happening. I didn't. I kind of figured it out, but we were freaking out, and it was great.
Okay, so then I went to his house, his parents' house, and when I got there, Presley held my hand and guided me to the backyard, where I walked up the spiral staircase, where Chace was there waiting for me, and he had the ring, and then he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. He asked me to marry him.
And of course I said yes, because I'm this beautiful.